Ito niya, sabi niya siguro, either I draw the foul or I get an easy two. Possibly a 3-point play here. Dito 2 points ang kanyang ina-ambisyon. He gets both of the free throws to give Purefoods the initial edge at 2-0.
Check out kung sino bumabatay dito kay Enrico Villanueva. It's Ray Evangelista, who is one of the defensive specialists ng Purefoods. So yun ang matchup na ginagawa ngayon ni Coach Ray Gregorio. And Evangelista is fronting, he's denying the empty pass.
Si Pingris naman, binabatayan si Lori Tugade. Narito ngayon si James Yap. The handoff to Ray Evangelista. James Yap is being manned by Junti Valenzuela. Evangelista looking at Pedro Raimundo. Raimundo against Paolo Bugia. Raimundo makes his move. Slowly inches himself into the paint. Gets it out to right. Let's take it for the three. To the people.
That's a big basket para kay Castillo because in game number 1, his offense really was not there, scoring only 1 point.
Nabitawan ni Loni Tugade kita sana ng pasa. But Loni Tugade got off balance, then he lost possession, lost control of the basketball in point-blank range. 5-0 lead para sa Purefoods. Parang gustong gawin ng Purefoods yung ginawa nila in game number 1 to get the initial edge at get a cushion going into the crucial second half. And that certainly served them well. Another turnover here by Red Bull and a bad pass by Junti Valenzuela instead of Enrico Villanueva.
Again, yung front defense ni Ray Evangelista preventing that empty pass. Yung lobong pasa para kay Enrico Villanueva had no chance. So far, so good. That depends on nila. And we talk about interior defense that Purefoods, one of the winning points. So far, magandang pinapakita nila in taking away the offense and the post position ni Enrico Villanueva.
Once again, they go to Kirby Raimundo as their first line of attack. Elevates to give them a 7-0 lead. Opex Robinson. Pinabas kay Larry Bonacher.
Again, makita natin, no? Yung front defense ni Ray Evangelista. So Red Bull is forced to go to other players for the score.
Hindi nga makahawak ng bola si Rico Villanueva. And Ray Evangelista almost knocked it in. James Yap got the offensive board, and Mike Pingris is going to be caught with a traveling violation.
Pingris with 4 points. He already has matched his total in game number 1.
That's right.
Pauumpisa lang ng game natin.
Tatlo't kalahating minuto na po halos ang nawawala dito sa first quarter. Hindi pa nakakascore itong Red Bull. Rico Villanueva, double team there by Ray Evangelista and Lloyd Castillo. Cross-court to Paolo Bugia. Bugia, binigay kay Larry Bonacher. Bonacher, umatake. Off the glass, masyado malakas. Bugia is right there. One first 2 points of Red Bull.
Offensive rebounding for Red Bull, getting in the 2 points.
5-point lead para sa Purefoods in the early going. Ray Evangelista batangan ng bola para sa Purefoods. Binigay kay Kirby Raimundo. Siya parati unang offensive option ng Purefoods and he obliges pero hindi pumasok. Narito si Opex Robinson. Robinson again the front court. Inabangan ni Lloyd Castillo. He goes all the way and he is collared there by Lloyd Castillo. And so, is that going to be a layup?
Castillo natawagan ng personal foul.
That would be number 2.
Pangalawa na yun, yes. Kanina, nakita natin, no, si Larry Bonacher very quietly subbing for Lodi Tugade.
That's right, si Larry Bonacher na nga nasa loob niya para kay Lodi Tugade. I thought Lodi was limping a bit kanina, no? And complaining about something on his left ankle, I believe. Kaya nagpapalit siya kaagad. No? Kirby Raimundo, nalabas kay Ray Evangelista. Evangelista gets away. On the fly. Oh, he misses, and Mike Pingris grabs the rebound. No basket, says the referee. Ano tawag doon, Sammy? Na naman, kay Mark Pingris, that's the second time he shuffled his feet off the offensive rebound. And sayang yun. Sapagkat dalawang easy basket yun na nawala sa kanya.
Nandun sa ilalim.
Oo. Ano ko si Paolo Bugia. Binigay ko Enrico Villanueva. Against Ray Evangelista. Ano na Paolo tatawagin sa referee kalungkagin. Ray Ray Evangelista will pick up his first personal foul. Meron pa tayo 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. At 5 ng 5. Ang Purefoods Gentry Giants 7-2 ang ating score. Larry Pelasier, pinapunta ng Mark Pingles. Bigla tuyo na galit sa labas. Yes! Wala galing! TM Tess! Wala sa pinalakas na TM. Power to the people. All right, we got 7 minutes and 14 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. It's down to a 2-point lead by Purefoods. We have the first time out of the ball game. Lalo dito po tayo sa Pineta Astrodome sa Pasay City para sa games of the championship series between Purefoods and Red Bull. Kanina medyo na pansin natin, medyo ika si Lordy Tugade after missing a shot. Richard Dolos, ano yung nangyari?
Well, kaya nga maaga nagpalabas muna to si Lordy Tugade. Meron siya naramdaman na something clicked in his left knee. And right now, they're treating it. Pero according to team doctor, si Dr. John Lim, okay naman daw. It's nothing serious at makakabalik pa raw siya in this ballgame. Back to you, Eden Quito.
Oh, that's good news para sa Red Bull. Hanggang ngayon po, mga kaibigan, inaasikaso yung tuhod ni Lordy Tugade. So nga pala, nag-just to score. 2-point shot na pala yung kilari para sa ngayon. And it's blocked by Mark Pingles from behind. Big block by Mark Pingles. By Castillo. Lumorma. Tibira. Pumasok. And that is a TM push. Mula sa pinalakas na TM. Power to the people.
Ibang klase depensa din ang pinapakita ng Purefoods. Yung transition defense nila taking away the fast break 2 points from Red Bull.
Okay, medyo umiinit mo ang labanan. Nico and Tim, what say you?
I just thought it was interesting at this point to see Ryan Gregorio come out and go straight to Kirby Raimundo. Obviously, the game plan is to go to Kirby, try to back him down in tight, and then see the cutters coming through. That's why Mark Pingles has gotten a couple of shots off. And then on the other side, it was actually a bonus. Blessing in disguise that Tugade left the floor. The matchups that Coach Ryan wanted is now screwed up because Pingles has to guard Fornacier instead of Lordy Tugade. We'll see how Ryan Gregorio adjusts that as he goes along.
Alright, abangan po natin yan kung ano nga ang adjustment na gagawin ni Coach Ryan Gregorio. So far, it is a 6-point lead para sa Purefoods. Good job with the snap shot. And that is an air ball. Juti was all over him. And speaking of Juti, lalabas muna siya ni Coach Yang Giao. Ang pinasok naman si Cyrus Baguio. Still a 6-point lead by Purefoods.
And it's very interesting that yung mga main players natin, Kirby Raimundo, James Yap, si Enrique Villanueva, Lordy Tugade, none of them have scored so far in this game.
Mark Pingles has scored. Samantala, Enrique Villanueva. Jun Limpot, kapapasok lang. Tatawagan kagad ng kanyang muna personal foul. So far sa Purefoods, 4 na yung team foul. Isa lang para sa Red Bull. You were talking about that particular department. And yun, Enrique Villanueva natapalpal ni Jun Limpot. At may foul pa.
I counted 3 block shots now. Purefoods, talk about interior defense nila. Now, yung classic defense ang pinapakita ni Jun Limpot, medyo nagkakaiba sa defense ang pinakita ni Ray Evangelista on Rico Villanueva. Evangelista was fronting him. Limpot is allowing him to get possession of the ball, allowing him to back up. And then Limpot will just go up for the block.
Samantala, James Yap has it against Cyrus Baguio. Bigla tumira. Hindi talaga shooter na si James Yap. And he gives Purefoods the 8-point lead. Nakadikit na halos sa katawan niya si Cyrus Baguio. Ayun! Ang ganda naman ang pasa. Lumabas! Yung tira ni Topex Robinson. And here comes Noy Castillo para sa Purefoods. James Yap on an own. No! Yung kaya na walang bantay. Tsaka hindi pumasok. Kanina may bantay. Pumasok. And Rico Villanueva having some problems. And it's taken away by James Yap.
Again, nakita natin, that lane very, very clogged.
And Noy Castillo got the ball knocked out of his hands by Larry Pelasier.
The reason why Villanueva Arena was fortunate to that turnover was that he had no room to operate. He wanted to go straight to the basket, straight and strong. Pero sabi niya, sandali, baka matawagan ako ng charging.
Walang puntos po ang kalabangan ng Purefoods sa kanila ang bola. Ito na naman si Kirby Raimundo na naman ang unang pinasahan. And Raimundo takes it from the outside. That's his first 2 points of the game. 10 puntos na naghihiwalay sa dalawang kapunan. This is fast turning out to be the way that these two teams started in Game 1, Kirigo.
That's right, all guns blazing here for Purefoods.
Larry Pelasier tries to get on the fly, missed the shot.
And no second attempt for Red Bull.
Mark Fingers may dala ng bola ngayon para sa Purefoods. 4:22 to go in the first quarter. Fingers looking around. Jun Lipot wants the basketball. Instead, they go to Kirby Raimundo. Ayun na. Binigyan na kay Jun Lipot. Nice curl. And the layup by Jun Lipot. At binaliwala niya. Yung depensa binigay sa kanya ni Rito Villanova. And a 12-point lead.
And 5 different players have scored now for Purefoods. Plus na ngayon ang Red Bull.
Another turnover by Red Bull. And the transition play on the other side of the Turkey Giants. And they lead by 14 with 3 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Hindi po ito pakitain na gusto maranasan ni Coach Yang Yao in an effort to get back at Purefoods that beat them in game number 1. At all sa pwede sa kalabangan ng Purefoods over Red Bull in the first quarter, we have this timeout. At start for the Purefoods Junkie Giants again in game number 2. And one of them, Noel Castillo, just moments ago, came up with this shot. That's a TM twist. Atin sa inyo na pinalakas na TM power to the people. Again, I'd like to say good evening from the Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay City. This is game 2 of the best of 7 championship series between Red Bull and Purefoods for the Philippine Cup 2006. Pumasok na po si Leon Nahorda. Ayan siya. Wala pa rin. And Leon Nahorda trying to go for the offensive board against Richard Yee. Magkakaroon po ng jump ball situation in front of the Red Bull basket. Pumasok na rin si Big Pinisi at si Celino Cruz para sa Red Bull. Sa panig naman ng Purefoods, Roger Yap has been fielded in by Coach Ryan Gregorio together with Richard Yee. Ayan po ang ating field goal story so far. Medyo masakit sa mata para sa Red Bull.
7 out of 15 for Chunky Giants and 2 out of 12 for Red Bull Barako. So the number of attempts limited by the defense ng Purefoods.
Pagkatapos yung percentage, ang layo. Ayun si Jun Lipot. Nag-dintay sa nakuha naman ni Richard Yee. Pinabas kay James Young.
Partner, I would say it is a rather big lineup na ginagamit niyo ni Coach Ryan Gregorio. Lipot, si Richard Yee, at saka si Mark Pinckney playing together. That's also the reason kung bakit nakakuha sila ng offensive rebound and another possession.
Dito naman, foul is going to be called on Ben Pinisi. 14 po ang kalamangan ng Purefoods dito sa ating first quarter. Straight under 3 minutes remaining in the first period. Richard Yee, binigay kay Mark Pinckney at low post. At against Larry Pinochet, pinikutan na niya. Si Larry Pinochet, Mark Pinckney scoring on the stretch. And it is 24. 16 na po ang kabante nitong Purefoods. Red Bull still unable to solve this problem. Cyrus Bagman, naku. And Larry Pinochet trying to follow up a reverse layup. Drew the foul. Alam mo, walang magandang tira na ibibigay para sa Red Bull at the moment. Lahat ng mga attempts ng Red Bull halos puro pagkabigay, puro hirap, puro pilit.
Well, yung depensa kasi nandyan, and that defense is forcing Red Bull to change its shots. Now, makita natin, ang lineup ngayon ng Red Bull, rather small. The only tall player, the only big player is Nick Pinisi. So maybe Coach Yang Yao wants to go small here for some speed and mobility. Also, looks like they are going to press. And that's also the reason why they have a small lineup. They're looking to get turnovers and they're looking to fuel that sa kanilang transition attack.
Here's a turnover para sa Purefoods. Para maiba naman. Kanina, puro Red Bull na yung turnover. Dito naman ang traveling call ng Richard Yee. So pagkakataon nito para sa Red Bull para makatapos ang lalo. Ito kalamangan ng Purefoods which now stands at 14-26. Nick Pinisi against Jun Lipot. Tumarap na si Nick Pinisi. Tumaligod ulit. Humihit. Inabot ni Jun Lipot ang bola pero meron ding arm contact. According to our referee, si Mr. Manuel Kinigin.
Single coverage there for Nick Pinisi. One-on-one situation against Jun Lipot. Purefoods very aware that Red Bull has a lot of good outside shooters. They didn't want a kick-out situation. They didn't also want a pass to a cutter who would be open from a double team.
Saka pala sa ating mga football fans, alam natin, may championship na itong World Cup Live FIFA World Cup 2006 on Dream Satellite TV. Catch all matches on pay-per-view. Call 918-8000 or visit dream.com.ph. All right, 28. Unti-unti ng Red Bull. Well, there's no other way. Roger Yap. Binigay kay Mark Pingles against Larry Pinochet. That is in the matchup. Dalabas kay Jun Lipot to James Yap. And sticking too close. Si Cyrus Baguio.
Red Bull had the right idea that time. That shot clock was down to 6 seconds. At hindi itong pressure defense na pinapakita ngayon ng Red Bull.
They've got to do something. Umabot na kanina ng 16 yung kalamangan itong Purefoods. Again, they go to Mark Pingles. Shooting on top of Nick Panisi and the loose ball results in a foul. Pinatatawagan dito.
Pingles sinatawagan.
Penalty situation na. Ito sinasabi natin, naunang pumasok sa penalty itong Purefoods with a minute and 38 remaining in the first quarter. That gives Selena Cruz the 2 shots at the free throw line.
Well, ito din yung napagit natin at the top of our coverage. Certain things that Purefoods must be careful of not doing is to give foul opportunities, foul shot opportunities for Red Bull.
Pumasok po yung free throw. And the Purefoods lead is 11 at 29. A minute and a half remaining here in the first quarter. Roger Yap trying to get past Selena Cruz. Cross-court pass all alone. Jun Lipot.
Wide open jump shot. Hindi pa lang na-challenge yung tira ni Jun Lipot.
Jun Lipot now with 4 points coming off the bench para sa Purefoods. Nick Panisi against Lipot. There's a cross-court pass. Lodi Tugade against Richard Yee. The handoff. There the Honda goes up. And it goes in. Once the Purefoods are abandoned at Purefoods here in the first quarter. Remember that Purefoods has the lead in the series, 1-0, coming into this ball game. Roger Yap against Selena Cruz. Jun Lipot. Pinabotay na Nick Panisi. Tumino na naman sa labas. Binigay siya ng konti buwang ni Nick Panisi. Ginamit kagad ni Jun Lipot. He's got 6 points. Selena Cruz down to Nick Panisi. Pinabas ka Leo Nahonda. Nahonda against Raimundo. Got away. Nice sidestep move by Leo Nahonda.
Now Red Bull is finding the space inside. That defense of Purefoods is being attracted by Nick Panisi at the post, and it's giving an opportunity for penetrators to move inside and slice in.
Well, nakaiba ba yan? Doon sa umpisa dito na parang wala sa huwisyo itong Red Bull. They couldn't get a decent shot up. Once again, nakabante ng Purefoods after that foul by Selena Cruz. Red Bull will now go to the penalty. Pero play to 4 segundos na po na sa ating first quarter. Roger Yap against Nick Panisi. Wala. Leo Nahonda high for the rebound. Nahonda. Binigay kay Selena Cruz. Selena Cruz na natin ang nagkabirang mo dyan. Nick Panisi open for the 3. Wala. And Nahonda gets another offensive board. Binigay kay Cyrus Baguio. Let's up at the clock. 4 seconds to go. Baguio montik ng fumble. Wala. And the buzzer sounds to end the action for the first quarter. Purefoods comes away with an 11-point lead over Red Bull, 24-13. After the first 12 minutes of play, nakita po natin si Mark Pingles naguguna para sa isa sa mga naguguna para sa Purefoods Chucky Giants offense dito. Bukod of course sa kanyang depensa at yung magandang shot block pa ni Mark Pingles against Larry Pinochet from behind. Okay, Purefoods trying to double up on Red Bull. Yan po ating score update. Hanggang sa inyo ng Gold Eagle Beer. Ang kondisyon sa may ambisyon. kaibigan, balik po tayo rin sa Cuneta Astrodome. Lumalamang ng 11 ang Purefoods kanina. That went up to 16 points. What do you think about this, Coach Tim?
Well, I thought they did a real good job, Purefoods especially coming out and controlling tempo, and then Red Bull came back out and put some pressure in the backcourt with Salino Cruz. I thought that was a big, important substitution. I think you'll see a good second quarter here by Red Bull.
All right, well, natin yung Red Bull. Talagang they've got a very versatile bench there. As you see, Cyrus Baguio getting fouled by Roger Yap. First personal on Roger Yap. Pinasok na rin ni Coach Ryan Gregorio and si Peter June Simon. At let's check the lineups. Para sa Red Bull, it's Lodi Tugade, Salino Cruz, Cyrus Baguio, Nick Pinisi, and Leon Honda. Sa Purefoods naman, Roger Yap, Peter June Simon, Ray Evangelista, June Dipot, and Cody Raimundo. What a two by Cyrus Baguio, gets it back at the top by Nick Pinisi. Leon Honda from the outside, Ayaw. And Cyrus Baguio gets it back in. A play in reverse there. Para kay Cyrus Baguio.
Hustle play, Red Bull not giving up for that situation. But check out the field goal percentage.
Kalahati.
24% shooting lamang for Red Bull. And you know that in the conference, Purefoods has limited its opponents to only 37% shooting from the field.
Good mid 3-second violation on Purefoods. So the turnover ratio catching up here. Kanina, ang daming turnovers ng Red Bull owing to that tight defense by Purefoods. Ngayon naman, it's the turn of the Chunky Giants to lapse into turnovers.
Ray Evangelista is back on the floor. Again, he's the defensive specialist. Ang tinatawag niya ngayon is si Lodi Tugade.
And the best by Leon Horda. Peter June Simon, nagdala ng bola para sa Purefoods. Binabatay na Cyrus Baguio. 8-8 ito. Number 8, Simon, and number 8, Baguio. Ray Evangelista. June Lupot against Nick Pinisi. Pinisi now not taking any chance. Pero nalusutan siya ni June Lupot. Tinitikitan niya ng husto. Si June Lupot this time naman dilusutan siya. Lodi Tugade. Tama kay Ray Evangelista. Tugade on a spin. On the fly. Oh, wala. And Evangelista for the rebound. 10 ang abante ng Chunky Giants at the moment. Lupot. Maybe Raimundo. They swing it over to Roger Yap. This is from the outside, and Lodi Tugade taps it over to Salino Cruz. Here comes Cyrus Baguio running into Roger Yap, and a foul is going to be called.
Walking out on the way, Peter June Simon. That's his first, second on the Chunky Giants.
First foul, and the second on the Chunky Giants as a team, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Nick Pinisi.
That's a moving pick.
That's the second personal.
Second personal on Nick Pinisi. Nagreklamo siya. Kanina pa rin hinahawakan yung kanyang uniforme. Hinihila. Nawawala tuloy yung pagkatakin niya.
Enrico Villanueva is ready to check back in, most likely for Nick Pinisi. So it raises a question, sino kaya ang tatawag ngayon ni Ray Evangelista? Will it still be Tugade or will he shift over to Enrico Villanueva? Evangelista did a very good job defensively on Villanueva early on.
So Madala, Peter June Simon loses it to the sideline. Another turnover here para sa Purefoods. Cyrus Baguio against Roger Yap.
And Evangelista is sticking to Tugade.
Inside to Rico Villanueva, the handoff to Leona Honda. And the evidence for that sixth point of his in the game. And it cuts the lead down to only 8, 26-18. Alalahanin po natin kanina sa first quarter. Lumamang na hanggang 16. Ito ang Purefoods.
Bench scoring for Red Bull, 13 points.
Yun din for 3. Wala. And there's going to be a loose ball foul. Passing on Leona Honda as he tried to challenge.
And bench scoring for Purefoods, 8 points, all coming from June Limpot.
Si June Limpot, papalitan yun. Meantime, merong 30-second timeout na tinawag. Ang ating pong score, 26-18. Lamang ng 8. Ang Purefoods Chunky Giants. Ito po ang Game 2 ng Best of 7 Championship Series between Purefoods and Red Bull. Purefoods leading the series 1-0. 7 minuto para lalabay sa ating second quarter. Lamang pa rin ang Purefoods, 26-18. Pwede rin Mundo, pinitikitan. Ilayo ng Horda. Ilayo Mundo, puts it up. The Horda had a piece of that ball. Rico Villanueva gets it over to Selena Cruz. Selena Cruz na sa loob ng Castillo, cross court. Lodi Tugade for 3. Yes! Sa naman po, P3 mula sa pinalakas ng TM. Power to the people.
Now you feel now the momentum slowly shifting Red Bull's way.
Yes. Nakita natin nga yung mga turnovers kanina ng Purefoods and sa perimeter point stats here. Chunky Giants is scoring well from the outside. Pero wala pa siguro yung may 3 points na yun. Yung kay Lodi Tugade.
Mukha din Purefoods getting the ball in the hands of Kirby Raimundo at every offensive possession.
Whoa!
And he's not getting the shots to fall inside. The Horda now with 8 points.
And Horda with a reverse layup has cut the lead of Purefoods down to 3. Nakakasama na natin kanina, no? 16 po yan in the first half, or in the first quarter, sometime in the first quarter, get up to 16 points. Now it's down to 3. And Purefoods wants this timeout. We'll be right back. And both slowly creeping up to the lead of Purefoods, now down by only 3. And one of the reasons was this particular shot from Lodi Tugade. TM Tresian, natin sa inyo na pinalakas na TM. Power to the people. 26-23 out the score again. Lamang pa rin ang Purefoods. At tatawag lang din ng timeout. Ray Evangelista has it para sa Chunky Giants. Pinagay ka noong Castillo. Castillo laban kay Selena Cruz. Lumalabas si James Yap. Ray Castillo still has it. Looking around. Pinagay kay Ray Evangelista against Lodi Tugade. Evangelista. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Pinagay kay James Yap with a snap shot. Wala. And Selena Cruz spares the rebound. Forward now to Cyrus Baguio. Ito gusto ni Cyrus Baguio. Later Horda na fumble. And as Rico Villanueva went up with a shot. Merong tatawaging foul.
Okay, nakita natin kanina, no? Success and misses in this game on the part of Kirby Raimundo. Kanya inupo muna siya ni Coach Ryan Gregorio. But now, nawala na yung offensive flow rhythm ng Purefoods. And sabi nga natin, yung momentum is now on the side of Red Bull. Purefoods again lapsing into that yung error nila of fouling and giving free throw situations here for Red Bull.
That's your take on it, Coach Tim.
I was just looking at it and wondering at this point, what does Purefoods need to do at this point? They look a little sluggish at the moment. They look like they're a little worn down, maybe from the win last game. If you remember, Kirby and James Yap played some heavy minutes in the last game. James played a lot until he went out actually with foul trouble, right? But and they look a little lethargic at the moment, and Red Bull has really picked up their energy and their pressure. So unless I think Ryan can find some fresh guys off the bench, Red Bull may be able to just wear these guys down, and you'll see it happen right here. Again, right here you see they got a foul.
Rather late call here, and Red Bull is up in arms. Medyo yung tawag ng foul. May bangkaan eh. Malakas na bangkaan yun. There certainly should have been a foul. Pinahuli lang ang costa. Okay.
I think Tim's observation is very, very accurate. Sluggish na itong Purefoods, and I think one reason why they played sluggishly is because tupindi itong defense of Red Bull.
That's right.
Yeah, getting away with those 2 points.
He
really has to pick up the scoring slack here.
Jason Red, bigyan mo nga ako na isang matindi.
Eksakto sinabi ni Coach Tim Cohn. Si Coach Ryan, very upset about the transition of his boys. Sabi niya, right after the missed baskets, ay tinatakbuhan sila nito Red Bull. They have to be more aware that these guys want to run and that they have to make a conscious effort to go back on defense. Back to Red.
All right, Mike Rayback had a good attempt kanina pero hindi pumasok on this one. Another turnover by Purefoods. Lodi Tugade, twisting shot. Mike Piglis was right on top of him. And foul si Piglis. That's number 3.
And Red Bull will go back to the line.
Yun yung sinasabi mo kanina about free throws, di ba?
Oo.
Mga fouls with awards. Ito, major award para kay Lodi Tugade.
Walang contact doon. You see the replay there. Walang contact. And Mark Pingris called for the personal foul.
Naiba yung tira ni Lodi Tugade. And apparently, the referees thought that they must have had
Some kind of contact.
contact there.
Well, a lucky break here for Red Bull.
Magaling, kaya sabi siya, may award eh. Magaling yung acting eh. Lodi of the Rings.
You know, the other thing that we noticed was yung sinasabi natin kanina about attacking the mismatches. And kanina we saw Peter Jim Simon, not really one of the best defensive players from Purefoods. His defense was constantly being attacked by Leo Nahorda. And Nahorda scoring 8 points. 8 total already in this game.
Lodi Tugade just cut the lead down to only 2 again at 28-26. 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Now you also see the kind of perimeter defense that Red Bull is playing. So they're keeping the ball way outside.
That's where Greg Castillo likes it. That's where he likes it. TM twist. Wala kay Greg Castillo sa pinalakas na TM power to the people.
But nakita natin, no, hindi sila makalapit. They were not able to get the ball close to anyone in scoring position inside.
Nice tip hit. Rico Villanueva.
And that's just his first field goal.
And the lead is 3 para sa Purefoods. Ray Evangelista sinusunod ni Lodi Tugade. Jim Newport has got 8 points in the game. He's up against Mike Rayback now. To see Rayback has been transformed into a defensive specialist. At time though, he gave up a foul. Sabi ni referee Kilala. Rayback is willing to accept that transformation from an offensive threat to more of a defense-conscious player.
Now again, si Kirby Raimundo, binalik ni Coach Ryan Gregorio in place of Mark Pingris. Castillo has been the hot man here for Purefoods as well as Junlin Pot.
Ano ko naman si James Yap trying to shake off Cyrus Baguio. And another foul is going to be called on Baguio. That will be number 2 on him. 5 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Tatlo ang abante ng Purefoods Chunky Giants here in the second period. James Yap gets the inbounds pass. Lumalabas sa Noy Castillo. James Yap attacks. Tuloy-tuloy! Wala. Rico Villanueva para sa rebound. Villanueva to the front court. Tuloy-tuloy rin. Hindi. Actually, binigay kay Cyrus Baguio was trailing. Wala. Rico. Ate foul niya. Hindi. Outside na nga. Outside na nga.
Walang foul na pinawag ng referee.
Wala. Umaangal si Rico Villanueva.
He was saying that he was fouled.
Lodi Tugade, blocked by Kirby. Pero meron pa natatawagin si referee Kalungkagin. A push was caught. Ray Evangelista. And that is going to be number 3 on Ray Evangelista. 2 shots again here para kay Lodi Tugade. Points so far. The most consistent scorer para sa Red Bull.
That's right. The last 2 games that Tugade has played against Purefoods, he has averaged 30.5 points.
Yeah, but then again, the last one was a loss. I'm sure he'd rather win the game. Topex Robinson coming out to harass Ray Evangelista, unable to check his momentum. That a useless foul there. At pareho nakapasok na sa penalty itong dalawang kupunan. Para sila itong limang team foul so far here in the second quarter.
Well, key substitution here for Coach Ryan Gregorio. They need a ball handler now because realizing that Topex Robinson and Cyrus Baguio are both speedy players and they would naturally use them for trapping defense.
Roger Yap with a set shot. And Topex off to Lodi Tugade, the sidestepping move. Parang hirap si Lodi na tumalon, ha? hindi siya tumalon doon. Basta ginolix na lang yung bola yun.
At buti nila, pumasok.
Oo.
Looks like he's hurting.
Yeah.
He's limping a little bit.
Yung mga kanilang tuhod ko siguro yan eh. Yung nilapatan ng linas kanina eh. Pedro Raimundo, the no man's land. Roy Castillo, and a 3-second violation is called on Purefoods. Ito, humihingi ng substitution si Lodi. He's signaling to the bench to be replaced.
And he walks slowly back to the bench. Si Lodi Tugade, you know that he's hurting.
Yes, favoring that left leg of his.
Ito pagkakataon for Red Bull to grab the lead for the first time. Get it go!
Yes, Rayback. Rayback doing it for them. Their first taste of the lead at 33-31 after turning as many as 16 points back in the first quarter. Apat na minuto na lang dito sa ating second period. Roger Yap binigay kay Roy Castillo. Lumalabas si James Yap against Cyrus Baguio. You know, Cyrus has done a good job on James Yap. Here's Cyrus Baguio to Topex Robinson. Binigay kay Rico Villanueva. Yes!
And this is the pace that Red Bull likes. They're running and gunning. They're forcing turnovers. They're forcing bad shots against Purefoods.
35-31, 4-point lead para sa Red Bull. Pedro Raimundo lawas kay Roger Yap. James Yap, top of the key. Yes! Yes, wala sa Pilipinas na and power to the people.
At pagkatapos pinasok ni James Yap yung tira na yun, lumingon siya. He looked at Cyrus Baguio and said, take that.
9 points now for James Yap. A nice drop pass by Rico Villanueva to Topex Robinson.
Well, Red Bull is the league's #1 team in assists. At nakita natin si Rico Villanueva has that knack of getting the ball into the hands of the open shooter, especially when he's defended very well close to the basket.
Tatlo ang abante ng Red Bull, 37-34. Jim Dupont turns around and misses. Loose ball picked up by Larry Pinachel. Binigay kay Topex Robinson forward to Rico Villanueva. Rico goes up. Gets it back. Mike Rayback. No. Pero si Topex Robinson, offensive rebounding na by Red Bull. Pero napasa sa kalaban ni Topex Robinson. It's picked up by Rayback. It's a 3-on-2. Cyrus Baguio. Nakaldab ni Pedro Raimundo.
Back to the line here for Red Bull.
More free throws here para sa Red Bull. Samantala, meron na 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Ito po sa mahigpit na labanan ng Purefoods at ng Red Bull in game number 2 of the best of 7 series for the finals of the Philippine Cup Labanga. Ang Red Bull at tatlo, 37-34. We'll take this short break. 2 minutes and 18 seconds na nalalabay sa ating second quarter ng Game 2 ng Championship Series between Purefoods and Red Bull. Cyrus Baguio at the lines, got 3 points, 3 rebounds. Siya po nagbabantay so far dito kay James Yap.
And he's done a very good job at doing that. Not only that, he's also triggering the fast break attack nila, no? Along with Topex Robinson. That's a very speedy backdoor combination that Coach Yeng Giao is using right now.
Yan naman ang parating sinasabi ni Coach Yeng Giao. He wants players who can play both ends of the court. So, maaaring maganda ka umisko pag hindi ka makadepensa o wala ka makakaya. Sabi naman ni James Yap, hindi naman ako kayang pigilan all the time. Rico Villanueva, him then. Loose ball, picked up by Rayback. Out to Cyrus Baguio. Running into June Limport, saying hi.
Penalty situation. And again, it's free throws coming up here for Red Bull. Look at how free throws in Red Bull. They're going 11 out of 16 so far. And Purefoods is going only 2 out of 2. Ito sinasabi natin kanina. Purefoods, one of the winning points that we were saying was to limit the fouls with award. Ito makikita po natin ang free throw situation right now. 11 out of 16 for Red Bull. Masasabi lang natin yan. And Purefoods, limitado sila. Only 2 out of 2.
Sabi nga natin, yung depensa ng Purefoods, yan po ang pinagkakapuro nitong franchise nito. Ngunit, kung magbibigay sila ng mahigpit na depensa, kapalit naman ng free throws, ang mangyayari dyan, magdadasal lang sila na hindi pumasok yung mga free throws ng kalaban. Pero so far, Red Bull has been scoring from the stripe and has now gone on to a 4-point lead after turning as many as 16 points back in the first quarter.
Red Bull has outscored Purefoods by 11 from the free throw line. And Red Bull's lead is 4.
That's right. Ooh, bad pass by Pollard. Trying to pick up by Topex. Lumusot sa kamay ni Larry Punisher, but Robinson gets it back. Punisher. Lead pass to Rico Villanueva underneath the basket.
Foul na naman.
Kirby Raimundo.
And they go back to the line.
Yes. Hindi mo na pigilan ni Kirby Raimundo, diba? And Raimundo picks up his second personal foul. That brings up Rico Villanueva to the free throw line. So this is for the 19th and 20th free throw para sa Red Bull, and we're only the first half.
Capitalizing on the free throws being given by Purefoods. Sunod-sunod na mga free throws na pinapasok ng Red Bull. Well, almost a turnover situation against Purefoods because eto na naman yung pressure at saka yung trap defense ng Red Bull.
Kay Castillo, binigay kay Richard Yee. Ito na nga, pressure defense ng Red Bull. Pollard Tadi. Topex Robinson, harap niya, James Yap. Lodi Tugad is now assigned to James Yap. On the block by Mark Rayback. Kung sinasabi natin kung sa Rayback, talagang has been transformed to a defensive player. Ginabas kay Lodi Tugad both ways. Wala. Offensive rebound na naman here by Red Bull. Lodi tries again. Isang naman po TM Chess mula sa pinakakas na TM. Power to the people.
Kita mo naman ang kumpiyansa ni Lodi after missing that three-point shot. He went to attack the defense with another three-point shot.
And what about the confidence of James Yap? Hey.
And look at Tugade getting the offensive rebound
Hindi
himself.
makatalon, hindi siya makatalon.
Oo.
Ito si Pollard Tadi. Ginabas kay Kirby Raimundo. Raimundo in front of him as Rico Villanueva. Wala rin tao sa ilalim para sa Purefoods. Lodi Tugade got the rebound for Red Bull. 6-point lead para sa Red Bull. Right way back. Larry Punisher trying to shake off now Castillo.
Nice entry pass.
Yes. And great movement without the basketball by Larry Punisher.
Well, Rayback is getting the minutes of Rich Alvarez.
Yes.
At may bumagsak doon. Looks like
James
Richard,
Yap.
si James Yap ang bumagsak.
Well, so Rich Alvarez, sad story here para sa Red Bull. He had a fractured bone in his finger. At ang sabi natin yung kasamang Andy Howe, it'll take at least about 5 weeks to heal. So he's out for this championship series. But Rayback is doing a pretty good job filling in for Rich Alvarez.
And you see a situation here where Purefoods is finally getting some free throws. Matagal-tagal na din nasa penalty situation ang Red Bull.
One more to James Yap. Rayback. Pinagol kay Topex Robinson off to Lodi Tugade, the fast break play. That's one of the things that Red Bull does best. James Yap trying to beat the whistle from the back court. Dito yung Red Bull has come alive here in the second quarter. Sabi nga po natin, lumabang ng 16 kanina ang Purefoods. Pero na-overcome na po yan ng Red Bull. Nariyan ang ating score update dito sa halftime. Red Bull by 9.
Napakasaya talaga nila That's sinabi nga ni Coach Ek, kaya raw sila lumalamang dito sa Game 2 because they corrected the mistakes that they did in Game 1. Una-una, they're defending well. Bago pa makatanggap ng bola, etong si James Yap at si Kirby Raimundo. And number 2, they're rebounding well. Kaya yun ang gusto pagpatuloy ni Coach Engiao. Ang sabi pa ni Coach Engiao, that ability to overcome that huge lead has really given them a confidence boost in this ball game. Kaya nga sinasabi pa niya, we have to don't let them outwork you and you have to meet their determination level. It's a matter of doing things in the hard court. At sabi niya, start of the third quarter, kailangan let's treat it as if we are still down by 19 points. At palitan naman natin si Jason kung ano nangyari dyan sa Purefoods dugout. Jason?
Thank you, Richard. Siyempre, kung sa Red Bull side ay masaya sila sa pagpasok. Dito naman sa Purefoods side, medyo nalungkot sila dahil sa ginawang run ng Red Bull here in the second quarter. Para kay Coach Ryan Gregorio, it was a tale of two quarters. In the first quarter, they were getting Jun Limpot and Kirby Raimunda involved. They had a lot of touches. But in the second quarter, bigla na lang nagbago ang takbo ng opensiba ng Purefoods Chunky Giants. They said that they got killed with offensive rebounding, transition, and press break. But what they want to do is go back to what they did in the first quarter and so that they can get back the lead again. Back to you guys.
Alright, pare-pareho namang matatalas yung mga obserbasyon ng dalawang coaches. Alam naman natin, this is not the first time that they're going to encounter each other in a championship series in the last conference. Right now here in the Philippine Cup, Purefoods won the first game. At narito po tayo sa ating second game of this best of 7. Bad pass by Junti Valenzuela. Stolen by Purefoods. Mark Fingers has it.
Alam mo, isang punto sinabi ni Jason kanina about offensive rebounding. Dapat sabihin din natin that in the first half, Red Bull had 13 offensive rebounds. Around 12 offensive rebounds, only 5 from Purefoods. And second chance points, it was 9-0 in favor of Red Bull.
Sabi nga natin, si Kirby Raymond is not going to stop trying. And he scores the first 2 points here in the third quarter. Rico Villanueva moving against Richard B. And Richard B. acknowledges the foul.
Again, napansin natin, no? Ay new defender on Rico Villanueva because hindi na pwedeng gamitin si Evangelista, hindi rin pwedeng gamitin si Pingris because they all have 3 personal fouls.
Out of Rico Villanueva. Again, attacking the defense of Richard Yu. This time, the help defense by James Yap is under the steal. That is a Purefoods. So back out again.
Dalawang sunod na turnover against Red Bull opening the second half.
But that's how
here for Purefoods.
That's how Purefoods got their lead back in the first quarter. Look at Mark Pingers go.
Offensive rebound. That's the first second chance point scored by Purefoods sa game na to.
And that cuts the lead of Red Bull down to 5. Hindi pa nakaka-score itong Red Bull here in the third quarter. Junti Valenzuela gets away. The layup. Well, pass. And Richard Yee has the rebound.
Wide open layup, but you see, Purefoods deliberately slowing down the tempo, walking the ball up.
Here's Kirby Raimundo over Nahorda. And the rebound there. What? Penguins!
Sinasabi ni Coach Tim kanina, no? Yung energy na pinibigay ni Mark Pingris to Purefoods on the floor. And sure enough, Pingris now with 10 points in this game, 4 coming here very early in the second half.
A nice idea by Lena Honda, but Lodi Tugado was covered. Salino Cruz. Binigay kay Nahorda. Nahorda inside the paint. Jumper is no good.
Wala pumapasok si tira ng Red Bull.
Ito na naman yung nangyari sa kanila. The same thing that happened to them where they're going at this ball game.
But they're getting the shots. Kanina si Judy Valenzuela, wide open layup, hindi pumasok. And then again, si Nahorda almost inside, but not quite.
Maybe Raimundo out to James Yap with the pick and roll. Coach Yang Gao has seen enough.
And what a way to open the second half. Wala pa score ng Red Bull.
8-0 run here by the Purefoods Chunky Giants to cut Red Bull's lead down to only 1 at 48-47. Kaya sabi ni Coach Yang Gao, teka muna, parang hindi yata tayo nagkaintindihan kanina. Ang sinabi ko, hindi pa tapos ang laro. Dalawang halves ito. Hindi isang half lang. They did a very commendable job in turning the time around in the second quarter. They've got to stay focused here at the Purefoods umaatake na dito po sa pag-umpisa ng third quarter. Samantala, narito naman ang ating Crown Pipes quality player of the game. Ito, coming off the bench sa Red Bull back in the second half or the first half of the game. Leo Nahorda, our Crown Pipes quality player of the game. Crown Pipes, getting quality first. May gabi sa ating mga higara sa Tibok Pilipinas na binagaya sa atin sa kabisayan ng Mindanao. Ang inyong ikaduhang lura sa ating championship series between Purefoods and Red Bull. At para naman sa ating mga football fans, ibabalitan muli natin sa inyo, FIFA World Cup 2006 is live on Dream Satellite TV. Just call 918-8000 or visit dream.com.ph. Narito na naman si Lena Horda, banggaan espesyal offensive foul on Horda. Things not going well para sa Red Bulls sa pag-umpisa po ng ating third quarter. At ito, pagkakataon na ito ng Purefoods. As you look at this shoulder being dipped by Leon Honda for the offensive foul. Pagkakataon na po ng Purefoods ito para mabawi. Yung kalamangan na kanina ay kinawakan nila by as many as 16 points.
Pagkita-kita natin natin, no? Coach Ryan Gregorio going back to the formula that brought Purefoods to the finals. Defense. Purefoods is the league's #1 defensive team. And so far, dito sa ating third period, nakikita natin, yung depensa ng Purefoods is held strong. They're playing one-on-one defense, man-to-man defense, and they're covering every possible angle.
Ito naman sila yung Honda with a steal. And Lloyd Castillo trying to steal it back, but Serena Cruz on the fast break break. Kasi nakaka-fast break yung Red Bull. Mamamayani yan. Sa mga yan ang gusto nilang gawin. Takbuhan na takbuhan yung kanilang kalaban.
And of course, if they get that turnover, then they score in transition off that turnover.
Bebe Raimundo being guarded by Leon Honda. Malapit yung depensa ni Honda kay Bebe Raimundo. But Bebe Raimundo manages the shot anyway. Over Leon Honda.
Pick up the tira yun, partner.
Oo.
Notice that Raimundo did not want to pass the ball. He wanted to take the shot by himself. Parang he wanted to prove something.
Yes. Ginawa na lahat ni Leon Honda. Basahin na nga niya si hard massage na nga binigay niya kay Bebe Raimundo. Nakashoot pa rin. And Honda runs into double block aya para kay Leon Honda.
Oh, that's another offensive foul. Now, he is one of 3 rookies in the lineup ng Red Bull. The others being Larry Panachera at si Paolo Belugia.
Pero hindi naman nag-abot dito sa NCAA. Sa Sebastian versus Letra. Mahaba ang kasaysayan niya.
Yan.
Pero...
partner si Valenzuela. Oh, it's a turnover.
Yes,
possession.
Nabitawan ni Lloyd Castillo. You were saying about Valenzuela?
Well, Valenzuela now is sitting down at pinasok ni Coach Yang Giao si Cyrus Baguio. Baguio gives him penetration, quickness in the backcourt. And looks like Red Bull is also very comfortable playing with a small lineup. Take a look at the turnovers right now.
Medyo panira na yata yung kay Serena Cruz, but he opted to pass off. Oh, you didn't get a foul. From James Yap. Unang personal foul yan ni James Yap. Nakita mo yung lucky charm? Ano ba yan? Hindi mo masyado napansin. Ano ba yung lucky charm
Hindi
yun?
ko nga alam eh. Hiramin ko sana eh. Sabi ko nga eh.
Naunahan na kita. Serena Cruz! Panira na ba yung kanina? Ulitin natin.
Serena Cruz with 4 points of Red Bull, all scored by him. Dito sa third period. 4 out of his 5 points in total.
3-point lead para sa Red Bull. Ito si Bebe Raimundo against na Honda. And the Honda picks up his 4th personal foul.
And Coach Yang Giao is just allowing Leon Honda to just give up his fouls.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. He has a role to play. That's to play defense. Whatever points he contributes, that's a bonus for Red Bull. And so far, Honda scored 8 points. Those are big bonus points.
Oh yes, and that was the time when the tide turned para sa Red Bull. Siya nang una rin eh. And ano naman si Bebe Raimundo. Nakon, ganda na pasa! Richard Lee.
And the right idea. Kanina sinabi natin, si Raimundo, hindi na pinapasa yung bola because parang he wants to prove a point to the rookie. But that time, had the right idea and went to the open man.
Same effect. Same result. Ito naman, stretched by Cyrus Baguio. Iniwanan niya si James Yap. 54-51, 3-point lead para sa Red Bull.
Partner, all the 6 points of Red Bull scored here in this game have come from inside the painted area.
That's right. Ito na naman, si Bebe Raimundo na naman na pinitahan ng Purefoods against Leon Honda. The cross-court pass. No! Castillo. That was TM Trish. Mula sa pinalakas na TM Power to the people.
And that's the leader in Bebe Raimundo. Nakita natin, no? He's now looking to pass.
Nabitawan ni Lonnie Tugade. Tabla po tayo ngayon sa 54. Pagkakataon na naman para sa Purefoods para mabawi ang kalamangan from Red Bull.
Castillo is 4 out of 4 from 3-point distance after scoring only 1 point in game 1. Again, it's Raimundo. Will he pass? Will he try to score?
There you go. Pero wala. Hindi pumasok. Richard D. Pats it back to Raimundo. Tinabas ka Lloyd Castillo. They got a first 24. James Yap.
Hindi sila nagmamadali. But Cyrus Baguio, he has been... that's a turnover against Purefoods. Baguio is doing an excellent job defensively on James Yap.
Alright, mga kaibigan, tabla! 54 a todos. With a shoot at 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Noy Castillo, kasasabi nga lang po na ganito, hands on 4 out of 4 from beyond the 3-point arc. And here's that last 3-point shot by Noy Castillo. Hatid po sa inyo na pinalakas na TM Power to the people. At tabla po ang labanat. 54. Paulo Bugia misses the shot. And Mark Pingris comes down with the rebound. Para sa Purefoods. One more chance para sa Purefoods to take the lead here in the third quarter. Noy Castillo, binabatay sa Lino Cruz.
Now there's a new defender on Kirby Raimundo. That's Paulo Bugia. Incidentally, he also tried to score against Raimundo on the other end.
Ito na yung kilos ni Kirby Raimundo going straight to the basket. He scores to get the lead back to Purefoods at 56-54.
Again, taking advantage of the mismatch, Raimundo feels that he has better mobility than Bugia. That's why he drove strong to the hole.
Lodi Tugari just missed the shot. James Yap against Cyrus Baguio. James Yap gonna go inside to Pingris. They swing over to Richard Yu, who scores with a foul.
And Purefoods is making the extra pass. Alam mo, kanina nakita natin, no, in the first half, nagkulat yung Purefoods sa assists. They only had 6 assists in the first half as against 13 for Red Bull. But now they're piling up the assists, giving up the extra pass.
And Richard Yee is rewarded with a bonus shot. Missed the free throw. Ito kaya si Cyrus Baguio na bilis na binabang bola para sa Red Bull. Baguio up to Paulo Bugia. Bugia na labas kung Nick Pinisi. Tugari swings it over to Salina Cruz. Down low again to Cyrus Baguio against James Yap. Baguio spins. Off the glass without. Pingris the rebound. Noy Castillo. Got it by Salina Cruz. Castillo pa rin. Binigay Pingris. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Tumatras si Pingris against Lodi Tugari. And he scored.
Pingris is feeling it. He's got 12 points and 6 rebounds. And he's still guarding Lodi Tugade.
Labang na naman ang anim ngayon at Purefoods 60-54. Nick Pinisi. Hey, good getaway by Pinisi there against Richard Yee.
It's a big size mismatch, and that's what Pinisi should do. Rather than look for the outside shot, he should take advantage of his size. There's no one bigger than Nick Pinisi at the post.
El Castillo na binawan ang bola na ko ni Cyrus Baguio. Tumatakbo na naman ang red ball. Darating si Lodi Tugari. Binigay kay Paulo Bugia. Bugia catch Mark Pingris up in the air. That's going to be number 4 on Mark Pingris.
Mabigat siya, partner.
Oh,
Pingris has been blowing great guns here from Purefoods. Pang-apat na yan. And kumagat siya sa fake ni Paulo Bugia.
And a good move there by Paulo Bugia.
Yes.
He knew that Pingris was going to go up in the air. And a sporting gesture on the part of Mark Pingris pa rin, to pick up Paulo Bugia and then tap him on the back afterwards.
But Bugia had 10 points in game number 1, and he has started. He started in this game.
That's right. So Paulo Bugia is being caddied here by Coach Yong Giao. He's slowly transforming Bugia into a more mature player here in the pro ranks. Of course, he has to shoot better from the free throw line. And the lead of Purefoods still at 4 points at 60-56 with 3 minutes and 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. To my mouth, the coach Ryan Gregorio. Now Purefoods, we'll be back with more action from the Cuneta Astrodome. Balik po tayo sa Cuneta Astrodome. Samantalang ating Ginebra San Miguel Premium Gin. Best play of the game. Makikita po ninyo si James Yap getting away from the defense. Niyo pa ang bola sa ere. Ang Ginebra San Miguel Premium Gin. Best play of the game. Have a good time with Ginebra San Miguel Premium Gin. The gin that brings life to a celebration. Back to live action as you see Chris Aquino in the house tonight. Traveling violation there. So turnover by Purefoods. This is what did them in the second quarter. A spate of turnovers by Purefoods to get back and take the lead from them.
Actually, Pingree already has 3 traveling violations called against him.
Nick Pinisi inside. Tip in by Paulo Baguia. And the lead of Purefoods get down to 2. Mark Pinkerson got that on the bola. Maybe he should have asked the point guard to look at that basketball. Traveling and Lodi Tugade. And the kanya ng turnover dito.
Mark Pingree, remember, he has 4 personal fouls.
Yes. Sana inatake na lang Lodi.
Glad they could have just gone straight towards his defense.
Dito pa rin ako doon sa tuhod ni Lodi Tugade. I think he's, cleaning it out a bit.
He's not 100%, that's for sure. So Totex Robinson is there. So a fresh man off the bench to guard Noy Castillo.
Tumatara, Paulo Baguia sticking close to Fabian with a nice pass to Mark Pingree. Pingree now with 14 points in the game para sa Purefoods.
He's fully loaded for this game, offensively.
Kanina, parang nakatingin sa kanya si Coach Ryan Gregorio when he picked up his 4th personal. Sinabi niya, wag muna. I can take care of myself. Ano ito si Lodi Tugade. Totex Robinson. Wala. And the rebound by Kirby Raimundo. Out now to Noy Castillo. Lumalabas si James Yap against Cyrus Baguio. Binigay kay Kirby Raimundo at the corner. Wala. Baguio for the rebound. Forward to Totex Robinson. Robinson picks up speed. Binigay kay Lodi Tugade for 3. Malakas. Rebound. Pingree naman. Got a 4-point lead here para sa Purefoods with a minute and 49 remaining in the third quarter. Alalahanin po natin, Purefoods has the lead in the series 1-0 in a best of 7. James Yap, met by Nick Pinisi. A good defense there by Red Bull. Ito kayo si Totex Robinson tumatlo. Noy Castillo giving up the foul. Now goes Totex Robinson. Anong tawag? Third foul on Noy Castillo.
Flagrant foul ang tawag. So that means 2 free throws and possession.
Totex Robinson will try and cut this 4-point lead by Purefoods.
Si Robinson hindi pa yata nakaka-score sa game na to. No, he has 2 points in this game. And he makes the first free throw. Now you remember of course in game 1 it was Robinson who was called for a flagrant. Eto, panurin ulit natin kung ano nangyari. Some second motions there.
Totex Robinson, a 52% free throw shooter. Characteristically making one and missing one. Because of the flagrant foul call. Possession will remain with Red Bull. Pinalitan on the other hand, si Noy Castillo and Roger Yap on the part of Purefoods. Nick Pinisi is open. Malakas. And the loose ball picked up by Richard Yee himself. So a 2-point lead here para sa Purefoods in the third quarter. A minute and 20 to go in the period. Ibulabot ni Totex Robinson si Roger Yap. Tumalabas si James Yap. James Yap, we got to win it like this. Wala. And Richard Yee with a foul. Offensive rebound here by Purefoods.
Well, yan ang specialty ni Richard Yee, no? He likes to operate underneath the basket, getting the offensive rebound, picking up the foul from the defender. Ito, panurin ulit natin. But the man who made that play possible was Pingree. He kept that ball alive.
Kanina nag-good-test ito si Richard Yee sa kanyang bonus shot. Let's see if we can make this one. Yes. And the 3-point play by Mark Pingree results in a 5-point lead. Para sa Purefoods in the third with a minute to go.
Si Richard Yee incidentally has 7 points, all scored in this quarter.
Tayo Pinochet, misses from the outside. Totex Robinson gets it back. Robinson, gonna get Pinochet. Pinochet inside to Paulo Baguia against Kirby Raimundo. He dies and makes the shot.
Now he has evolved. He has matured into an offensive threat. We're talking about Paulo Bugia. He wasn't an offensive threat when he was playing for Ateneo in the UAAP. But now, he has developed a shot. He's become a threat. He's a good post player.
He has been brought along by the coaching staff of Red Bull. And he has developed a multi-dimensional player. Capable of making a foul also, as he tried to stop Pedro Raimundo. And so the second.
Chito Bugia is always present, watching the games.
There goes the Richard Yee. 5 fingers. Whoa! What a pass by Fingers to the waiting hands of Richard Yee right underneath the basket where he works very well.
Well, he's making a difference here. Again, the X-Man, si Richard Yee, he had 12 points in game 1. Now meron na siyang 9 na puntos.
Narito naman si Cyrus Baguio binigay kay Paulo Bugia. Jump shot is no good. 5 fingers para sa rebound. And there's the buzzer ending action. Para sa third quarter ng game 2 of the series for the finals of the Philippine Cup for 2006. Lamanga, our Purefoods Chucky Giants ng Diba. 67-62 score update. Hanggang sa iyo ng Gold Eagle Beer. Ang pagdusyon, sabay ang dusyon. Roger Yap para sa Purefoods.
Dapat pagkiting natin na kasama Ed at in the third period, hindi naka-score sina Villanueva at saka si Tugade for Red Bull.
That's right.
2 key players not able to score. Score from the pass by Mark Pingris.
Coach Tim Cohn, Purefoods seems to be on a rampage.
Well, I think Purefoods is doing the things that they do well right now. They're dominating the boards and they're dominating the tempo of the game. Red Bull's got to figure out a way to get some more pressure in the backcourt and to lay them up the floor. They're just isolating at the post right now, and they're trying to zone that isolation up. And when they zone that isolation up, Purefoods is able to find the cutter and Richard Yee underneath. So they've got to figure out a couple of things they need to do at this point to turn the momentum of this game around.
They did it back in the second quarter. Let's see kung kaya pa nilang gawin. Coach Tim Cohn, by the way, mga kaibigan natin ko, he's perched up there with Nico Halili dito sa taas ng tinataas nyo. Parang iba naman ang perspective ng nakita nila.
Well, dapat yung Coach Tim, no, about rebounding in the third period. Let's just give you an update on what happened in the third period. Well, first of all, in the field goal percentage, nakikita natin sa screens natin, no? 68% shooting for Purefoods and only 35% for Red Bull. And what about the rebounding story? That was 14-5 in favor of Purefoods.
Matala, si Cyrus Baguio had some ball control problems, but he was able to solve it. Larry po na siya. Kaya tangan ngayon ng bola. Sumaksak sa loob. Binigay kay Leo ng Horda. The Horda goes up. Ayaw pumasok na tira ng Red Bull. Even from point-blank range, yun ang nagiging problema. No? Apparently, it was doing well on defense, standing their ground on defense, and not giving free throws. Yung napansin natin dito. Mabilis na dumaan yung third quarter sa atin.
That's right. No? In the third period, nakita natin major adjustment on the part of Purefoods. They made sure that they didn't put or they didn't give Red Bull too many opportunities to score from the line as what happened in the first half. Only 4 free throws attempted by Red Bull in the third period, and they scored only 2 points out of those 4.
And again, see Fairfax Robinson picking up his third personal foul. Mark Pingris has been nursing his 4th personal foul rather well.
Malaking gamble yan, ha?
Oo.
On the part of Coach Ryan Gregorio in keeping Pingris in the ballgame.
Nice break by Kirby Raimundo. Pingris again with the rebound and the putback. 16 points for Mark Pingris tonight. So far, rather.
And another rebound for Purefoods.
And an 8-point lead now for the Chunky Giants. Leona Horda, may tangan ng bola. Oh! Abe foul.
Looked like a zone defense being played there by Purefoods.
Richard
Yee at tinawagan ng foul. Third personal on Richard Yee as Rica Villanueva is pulled out in favor of Nick Panisi. Leo Horda to Larry Finisher. Out to Cyrus Baguio. Topex Robinson was open. Elected to take it inside. Ayaw talaga eh. Everything but the shot. And it's happened several times already. Sa Red Bull. At naman si Mark Pingles. Pingles umaatras ngayon. Laban kay Larry Finisher. Finds Roger Yap. Tatapikan sa likod ni Topex Robinson. And as Leo Horda prepared to pass it off on a fast break play. A foul is given up. Coach Tim.
I was just going to say that you noticed that Canito noticed that they were going into a zone. This is something Coach Ryan likes to do. When he gets about a 6 or 8 point lead, he likes to jump into his 1-2-2 matchup and force you to try to beat them outside for a few possessions. And he's always done this to great effect, and it's a real tough zone. They're really the only team in the league that does this type of zone, the 1-2-2 matchup.
And here, again, Red Bull.
Oh, yes, almost from point-blank range.
Yeah.
So successive misses here by Red Bull from the outside and from the inside.
Nick Benisi tried from top of the key, usually makes that shot. They got the offensive rebound, but was unable to convert. Baby Raimundo. Laban kay Leo Horda. That has been the matchup. And another nifty pass. This time from Baby Raimundo to Richard Yee.
Alam mo, naghihintay na si Richard Yee na mapasahan siya. Nasa ilalim palagi.
Para si Juan Tomad, under the guava tree. Leo Horda, wala pa rin.
And the shooting percentage now of Red Bull is plummeting.
Oh, it's dipping very fast. 10 na po ang kalamangan ng Purefoods. Sumalabas si James Yap. Tibira na tres. Mula sa pinalakas na TM. Power to the people.
Oh, partner, you notice that neither Tugade nor Villanueva on the floor for Red Bull as Purefoods making a determined run.
Nakita niyo yung expression on the face of Chris Aquino. Sabi niya, ito mo naman ha, nag-lucky charm ako, nagbigyan ng lucky charm si James F. Ito niya yung pangyayari. And on the other side, Coach Yang Giao, ano ba yan? Tadap muna tayo. Alright, balik po tayo sa fourth quarter action here between Purefoods and Red Bull. And it is now a 13-point lead by the Chucky Giants, and as Topex Robinson tried to receive the pass, they found the tatawagin naman kay James Yap. 8:27 remaining in the ball game.
Still a lot of basketball left.
At alalahanin mo rin yan, nag-umpisa itong ating second half na lamang yung Red Bull by 9. Rico Villena is back.
Well, nabanggit natin kanina, no, that when Purefoods made that run, Tugade and Villanueva were sitting down. Now they're back on the floor, along with Nick Pinisi at saka si Topex Robinson and Cyrus Baguio. This is probably the most potent five to Coach Yang Giao.
Roger Yap binabagayan ni Topex Robinson. James Yap sumaksak sa loob. Handing it off to Mark Pingles.
Extra pass ng Purefoods sa ilalim. They're getting a lot of points from the extra passing and from inside the painted area.
Rico Villena by inside. And the rebound, they take it by Richard Yee. And he falls to the floor and calls the timeout. Quick thinking there by Richard Yee as he almost lost possession there. At ang lamang ng Purefoods, 13 na naman at 78-65. James Yap subaksak sa loob. Sinunod ni Nick Pinisi. Loose ball. Mark Pingles going at it.
And they call
And a foul on Pingles.
That's number 5
Nako.
on Pingles. Chasing down a loose ball.
Pero mabibilig ko sa intensity dito si Mark Pingles.
The question is, will he sit down? Looks like he will have to sit down.
Yeah.
Ray Evangelista is being lifted off the bench.
13 ang kalamangan ng Purefoods over Red Bull at the moment. Cyrus Baguio from the corner. TM3, wala. Rico Villanova, offensive rebound, and he gets it to bounce in. On sa punto sa kalamangan ng Purefoods, James Yap. Over to Richard Yee. Roger Yap. To Kirby. Tapos kay Rico Villanova.
Nayos pa ni Kirby yung respond.
Oo, para maganda ang forma. Mark Pingles with the offensive rebound. Rebounding story here has certainly been in the favor of the Purefoods. Kirby.
You notice his matchup now. Villanueva. What a tough shot.
10 points now by Kirby Raimundo after scoring only 2 in the first half. Presa na naman ang abante ng Purefoods. Lodi Tugado. Down to Vic Pinisi. Pinisi sumaksak sa loob. Oh! Inabot! Kirby Raimundo out to Roger Yap. Here's Kirby. Facing Rico Villanueva once more. Binigay kay James Yap. James Yap sumaksak sa loob. Oh! This At lumobo na ito kalamangan ng Purefoods. Rico Villanueva trying to single-handedly bring back Red Bull here.
He's also trying to draw the fouls from Purefoods. Hindi na kumakagat. Chunky Giants holding their own on defense.
15-point lead here by Purefoods. Their biggest lead was back in the first quarter. 16 points yun. Sa kanila pa rin, no? And there goes Richard Lee once again.
Richard Lee with 15 points.
Picking apples sa ilalim ng goal ng Purefoods. Si Richard Lee.
Score a single point sa first half.
FX Robinson off to Nick Pinisi. Cyrus Baguio tries a 3-point shot and it makes it. The impression mula sa pinalakas na TM. Power to the people. They certainly needed that. 84-70 ang ating score. Roger Yap. Sinesenya sa play para sa Purefoods. Para sa Kirby Raimundo.
Partner, hindi na malaman ni Nick Pinisi kung sino papatayan niya, no? Because he knows that Richard Lee is lurking somewhere behind him.
Kaya gusto mo dyan bantayan na gusto yung ilalim na yan eh. Nick Pinisi pulls up!
Oh, yes!
Dalawang sunod na TM Chris mula sa pinalakas na TM. Power to the people. That's a great way to come back. 2 triples delivered by Red Bull. Cuts the lead of Purefoods down to 11 at 84-73. 4 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the ballgame. A timeout by Ryan Gregorio. Balik po tayo sa Cuneta Astrodome for the continuation of the game between Purefoods and Red Bull. Ito naman ang ating Converse action as we saw James Yap riding the wind. Converse, the first school. Roger Yap itangan ng bola against FX Robinson. The lead is 11 para sa Purefoods. After 2 3-point shots here by Red Bull. One-away jumper, wala. Nick Pinisi para sa rebound. Ito si Larry Perecer in the front court. Sinulipin ni James Yap. Larry Perecer turning around. Tinabas ka Nick Pinisi to Lodi Tugari for 3.
Sunod John na 3-point shots.
Another TM press mula sa pinalakas na TM. Power to the people. The lead of Purefoods slashed in half down to 8. Rico Villanueva coming in and bumping into Roger Yap. That'll be the first personal foul of Rico Villanueva. Samantala, ay naman ang TM press ni Nick Pinisi at isa niya na pinalakas na TM. Power to the people. Roger Yap, natangan na bola binigay kay James Yap. James Yap inside. The layup is good. With a foul. Parang confident si Chris, ha?
Natawa siya o kasi bumagsak si James.
Shoot nilang.
I'm sure she must have felt that as well. Nung bumagsak si James Yap.
Ganun ba yun? Mr. Romantico.
Parang osmosis yan eh.
Ganun ba yun? Hindi ko alam yun eh. One more for James Yap. Tara. Nick Pinisi para sa rebound. Binigay kay Larry Perecer. Here's Nick Pinisi. Ooh, they threw that away. Take it out. It can stay.
Keep possession.
I didn't know if any ground I'm going to stay with Red Bull. 10-point lead here para sa Purefoods. 3:27 remaining.
So Mike Pingley, incidentally, is back in the game.
Lodi Tugade.
Ako na naman.
Grabe naman ang dinaanan. Butas ng karayom, literally.
Escape act by Lordy Tugade, who did not score sa third period. At dito sa ating fourth period, meron na siyang 5 puntos, 5 of his 18.
James Yap. Kalabas naman Castillo to Kobe Raimundo. Now covered by Rico Villanueva. Raimundo makes his move. What away, James! Oh, what a tough shot! Kobe Raimundo.
Mahirapan na tira nakikita natin ngayon. Down the stretch.
Lordy Tugade. Inabot na Mark Fingers off to Vic Tunisi. Jumps the pass to Lordy. Oh, wala! Lumabas! Here comes Mark Fingers. Ready for Kobe Raimundo. 2.5 minutes to go. And a 10-point lead by Purefoods.
Malayo pa ito, partner.
Oh.
And for Purefoods, they cannot be complacent. They also cannot be tentative. And for Red Bull, they need to be aggressive.
Mark Fingers with time winding down on the shot clock. Pippins Robinson gets away with a pick two.
A great transition basket there by Red Bull. That's what they need. They need to be aggressive.
Here's James Yap. And live for the share going after him. Wala po sa penalty itong Red Bull. So no free throws as of yet. Time for our extreme magic action shot for this game. Nakita niyo naman yung lusot ng Lordy Tugade, brought to you by Extreme Magic Sing Video Microphone. Ang tunay na champion. Sasama kahit saan, kahit sa kantahan. Extreme Magic Sing ang champion sa kantahan. As we go to the last 2 minutes of the game, brought to you by Hope, the luxury cigarette. Maybe. James, no. Vic Tunisi. Ito si Toplex Robinson, tinapigan ni James Yap. Goes out of bounds in favor of Red Bull. Good tap there by James. One minute and 40 seconds to go. 10-point lead by Purefoods over Red Bull. Purefoods wants to take a 2-0 lead in the best of 7. We have a timeout by Coach Yang Yao. We'll be right back.
Substitution Raiders and Roy Castillo.
All right, 10-point lead here by Purefoods. Lordy Tugade for a 3-point shot. Wala. And the ball goes out of bounds in favor of Purefoods. A minute and 36 to go. This juncture, Purefoods is looking good. But you can't count Red Bull out. So Watala ang ating Purefoods Putong Pinoy 3-point play features Richard Yee. Ang ito niya pumasok ang tira and it's given a free throw. Ang may pulsong Pinoy 3-point play. Hanggang sa inyo na Purefoods Putong Pinoy. Ang ham na pang-ulam. Available in Tocino, Tapa at Longganisa flavor. That's what I have on news and the Kabus, mga tugang naman sa Bicol. At sa lahat po ng ating mga kapwa-sugay sa buong Pilipinas. Ito yung mga X-Men dito na Purefoods, Pingley, U. Castillo. 20, 15, and 12 tonight.
Exactly. Coming off the bench, si Richard Yee. At kanina naman si Julian Fort coming off the bench with 8 points. But this game is not over.
1:36 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, still a 10-point lead by Purefoods sa kanila pa ang bola. Richard Yee maglalabas para sa Purefoods. And Roy Castillo comes out. Nag-snipe na siya. Castillo pa rin. Kobe Raimundo. Labag na Rico Villanueva. Kobe makes his move. Down the baseline. How about the Richard Yee? Same. Yun pa rin. Ginagawa, Richard Yee. Talagang ang dami nagbibilit ng benefactor niya. Vic Tunisi, ayaw. Rico Villanueva. Catching the ball. 68 seconds remaining. James Yap. Pedro Mundo. And the Purefoods fans are already celebrating, cheering lustily. Here's Kirby. A pass, and there's the 24-second buzzer going off on Purefoods. Tagal sa sausawan. Still, huge 10-point lead para sa Purefoods. Samantala, narito naman ating Red Bull Energy Play featuring Rico Villanueva. Sapagkat sa Red Bull, ang bumangka, giba. Ito naman, nagiba naman yung play ni Topex Robinson as he's called for the traveling violation. Nothing much going for Red Bull here in the second half, Kinito.
Well, the way Purefoods has rebounded from being down in the first half, talagang ibang klase determination na pinapakita dito ng team nato. Coach Ryan Gregorio did say after game number 1 that what has brought them to the finals and what brought them the victory in game 1 was resiliency. They find ways to win under duress. Despite adversity. A big factor also, no? Yung third period, coming off a big first half, Red Bull was limited to 14 points. Parang naging complacent sila, no?
They came out flat.
They came out really flat. Hindi nag-score si Villanueva at Stugade in that crucial third period that triggered the turnaround.
I remember there was, I think, an 8-0 run there by Purefoods to start up the third quarter.
And Purefoods now riding on the crest of that tremendous momentum generated by the comeback in the third period. Next players now showing up for Purefoods on the floor.
Pedro Mundo giving Coach Ryan Gregorio a bear hug.
Richard Yee, what an effort off the bench. And you know, si Nick Pinisi just taking his eyes away from Richard Yee, and he's just moving back and forth down the baseline. Then nakakuha siya ng bola at pagkakataon na mag-score, and Pigris with another board.
Mighty performance by Mark Pigris in this game.
This is going to be over now. And Mark Pigris is just waiting for the time to run out.
Well, there still is a difference between the game clock and shot clock, although it's just a 1 second difference there. Ray Evangelista takes the three-point shot. Topex Robinson fields the rebound. Purefoods off to a 2-0 start in the best of 7 final series against Red Bull. And a big win here, snatching this victory away from Red Bull, which started off with a 9-point lead in the third quarter.
Just as a footnote, Ed, we understand that Eugene Tejada's father, Danny, is here in the building watching this game and providing the inspiration.
All right. So Bandala, ito naman ang play that sums it all up. Ang ating game-turning point as Mark Pigris scores that one. The 71st point of Purefoods with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. At yan po ang ating game-turning point. No other beverage rehydrates, replenishes, and refuels like it, so you can play longer, stronger, sharper. Gatorade is in you. Turn over now to Jason Webb.
Congratulations, Ping. Pagkatapos ng 4-point game mo sa first game, maganda pinakita mo yung second game. Walang big comeback for you.
Focus lang sa game ngayon, no? Dahil gusto nga namin ibalik ulit yung nakaraan dahil last conference natalo kami. So, dapat ngayon makuha namin yung championship trophy na yan.
Ngayon kayo nakauna sa Red Bull. Pura mo na yung number 2 because you've already won 2 games out of this best of 7 series.